Hello, everybody. My name is DarkZinoX. Welcome to the last case of John Morley. Morley. Okay. Anyways, we are here. We are playing. Let's get into it. I don't know how quiet it's going to be. Last day in the hospital, the piercing light of the morning sun stirred John from his restless sleep. For months, the strange nightmares had plagued him, and even the strongest sedatives couldn't dull the weird visions that haunted his mind. Another day in this wretched hospital. His wounds still ached, but he felt no regret. Despite the accident, he'd brought the culprit of those ghastly crimes to justice. After all, isn't that the duty of any good detective?
The name's John Morley, private detective, and today is a momentous day.
Am I out of the
After
hospital?
enduring the most exquisite tortures at the hands of those blasted nurses, and being pumped full of enough medicine to fell an ox, today I'm finally free. Who
Yeah?
would have thought that the case of the Red Shoes murder would end the way it did?
Slip off a five-story building is what it didn't tell you. So this is our horror, psychological horror,
It
Lovecraftian
appears you're awake
game.
at last. We had considerable difficulty rousing you earlier this morning, so I deemed it best to let you rest a while longer. I
Uh-huh.
bring you good news. The latest test results are favourable, and the doctor has authorised your discharge. You are now officially ready to go. I have placed your belongings on the table. Oh, and a lady stopped by this morning with some clothes from the dry cleaner.
Is this just as bad as you? Uh, belongings?
My belongings? I thought everything was already in the room.
There are a few valuables and some coins we kept for safekeeping. They are in the box on the table.
Yeah.
A woman brought my clothes from the dry cleaner. Was it Penny?
Yeah, who's
I
this woman?
couldn't say. She arrived quite early, before my shift began. I've placed the garments in the wardrobe to keep them from getting wrinkled.
Thanks.
So I'm better now.
Yes, you are much improved. Both your physical and psychological assessments have been satisfactory, and there are no impediments to your returning to your normal life.
Yeah.
I've been having nightmares.
The doctor has prescribed some medication that should help address any residual effects. This should
Yeah.
assist in alleviating your nightmares. Now, if
Excuse
you'll
me.
excuse me, I have other patients to attend to. I wish you all the best.
I'm your only patient right now, okay, girl? Oh my god.
I better get dressed. The hospital gown that ties in the back doesn't exactly scream professional.
Beth Kelly, age 32, nurse, head of the ward at St. Dymphna Hospital. She oversaw my recovery after I was badly injured following a dangerous conclusion to my last case. A steady hand and sharp eyes, but you can tell she carries the weight of the job. Oh,
These do a fine job of hiding any well-structured shoulders, nicely padded. Gives off an air of
did not
authority.
know that there was our
Keeps
stuff
the
to
crooks
do.
wary and catches the ladies' eyes. I usually use the Windsor knot. I should get myself a pair of derbies. Or brogues. They're much more comfortable. Besides, if I slipped, it was because of those damned hard soles.
Penny
So the
Robinson.
mystery woman who took my clothes to the cleaners was Penny after all. Seems she's still got a soft spot for me. Could there be a chance I might win her over?
Don't get ahead of yourself. What's this?
This note's from Penny, my secretary. She must have left it here a few days ago while I was still under observation.
John, I'm awfully sorry, but I just can't keep going like this. You've been laid up in that hospital for ages, and I've been left skint, with no wages coming in for months now. Before, with the state you were in, I couldn't bring myself to say anything. I thought it was best to let you get better in peace. But the other day, Dr. Foreigner rang and said they were finally going to let you out. So I figured it was time to tell you. I haven't been to the office in a month. And believe me, I'll miss Hawthorne Street and that old moldy brick building of ours. But I've got to move on. And even before the accident, you still owe me 3 months' pay. Peter and I are planning to get married, and I need some stability. I hope you understand. I've left my key under the doormat. I've paid the water and electric bills, so those are in your hands now. Goodbye, John. I wish you all the luck in the world. P.S. A few days ago, an older woman came by asking for you. I told her you might be back at the office this afternoon. She seemed quite eager to have a word with you. Penny.
Damn it, Penny. I don't blame her, though. I'm a right mess. I've managed to lose the only two things that kept me grounded. Her sound advice, always spot on, and the faint hope that she might dump Peter and give me a chance.
No. Dude, I'm playing you, alright? Let's grab the watch.
Blimey, it's nearly noon. I must have lost track of time in those blasted nightmares.
Medical discharge. Patient number 5567, room 27. Date 3rd February 1945. Subject discharge resolution report. Attending Dr. A. Foreigner. Final review and conclusions. The patient has demonstrated satisfactory improvement in all pre-operation operative objectives. The surgical procedure conducted under protocol ETD-03 has been deemed successful in all respects. Upon completion of final tests and provided that the patient reports feeling physically and mentally prepared, medical discharge is advised. No post-operative complications are anticipated at this time. Continued observation during recovery is recommended to ensure patient stability.
Story of my life. Nearly broke. Blimey, what a fool I took onto that rain-soaked pavement. And to top it off, with that downpour, I ruined my best suit. But, well, that's all water under the bridge now. Quite literally.
St. Diphnah's Hospital. I don't know how to pronounce that. Patient progress report. Patient number 5567 from 27. Oh, this is all the same thing. Okay. Never mind that.
That's me.
John Morley, private detective.
Bloodhound Morley.
Oh, shit. 26B, Hawthorne Street, London. Nope. Shit. What about this? Can I look at that again? Nope.
Trench coat and fedora hat. Every detective's must have.
Oh, floppy disk save. Hell yeah. It's kind of beautiful.
I'd better hurry up. Just like Penny says in her note, I might have a new client this afternoon. And with the way things are going, I can't afford to let that slip away.
Oh, you look beautiful. How you doing? Okay. Okay.
All right, let's get moving. Today's the first day of the rest of my life.
Oh wait, was there something there I could have interacted with? John Morley's office at last, back to the streets in the cold comforts of foggy old London. The chimneys filled the air with the familiar tang of cold dust, while the rhythmic hum of the small industries in Whitechapel, Stepney, and Southwark rang in his ears like a symphony. Soon he would be seated in his cluttered, dusty office once more, ready for the next case, perhaps finishing off some forgotten bottle of whiskey tucked away in a drawer, and mourning the irreplaceable loss of his assistant, Penny. It happens, dude. Don't know what to tell you.
Back again. Feels like stepping into a forgotten paradise. Everything's got that same old charm, and yet feels oddly new. These hospital
Staircase.
stints give me a bit of a new outlook. Maybe I'll take it a shade easier from now on, sticking to
Maybe.
cases that don't demand a trip to the morgue.
The Naughty Cat. Live jazz, champagne, scandalous nights. Just the dawn, Soho, London. Okay. Oh yeah, I had a.
Here they are, Penny's keys, just like it says in her note.
Am I not gonna put that back? Am I not gonna close my door? I did.
Even the coppers missed it. The slant on the letter E. That's what gave away the typist in the black letters case.
Okay. Dev John Morley has solved the intricate case of the Jade Mask? I don't know. I don't know.
So this is Peter. That smug grin's got "Punch Me" written all over it.
I mean, she was never your girl, so...
Penny's desk. I ought to give her a ring and try to sweet talk her into coming back. If this new client brings in some decent dough, maybe I could settle what I owe her and use a little charm to win her over. The murder weapon from the cadaver collector case. Nasty business, that one.
Shit.
This one's a favorite. The jealous lover solved everything with a few blows from an ashtray. Brutal, but effective.
I like how I keep mementos of the old, like... the old cases.
The case of the Red Shoes murder. One of the most complicated I've faced. Finally. Case closed.
That's fucking disturbing. Alright, cool.
This case is worth its weight in gold. Everything you need for a portable lab. The umbrella with a bullet hole. Souvenir from the marksman case. Nearly lost my hat on that one. My files. Cases, clients, debts. Too many debts. Far too many. My desk, strangely tidy. Normally it's buried under papers, notes, bits of evidence. Penny must have wanted to leave everything spick and span before she walked out on me. Another one of my cards. But this one has my last name circled.
Morley. I'm guessing I'm typing out my name.
Amazing how this little gadget can reveal the devil in the details.
God, I'm fast. There's nothing in there?
The Scarlet Page. I trust Penny didn't go snooping through my things while I was away. Oh, my apologies, madam. I didn't hear you come in. I was a bit distracted.
Good afternoon,
I want to
Mr.
know about the
Morley.
gun.
I trust your assistant informed you of my visit as promised.
My apologies.
I want to know about the gun.
I was rather engrossed and didn't notice your arrival. To whom do I owe the honour of this meeting?
Lady Margaret Fordside, the 4th Countess
Yeah?
of Bloomsbury.
Lady
Oh.
Margaret. Could you tell me what brings you here today?
Oh,
How
what's
can I
on your
assist you?
neck?
I shall
It's a red.
endeavour to be as candid as possible. 20 years ago, when my daughter was just 18,
You're
she was
old
brutally
now.
murdered.
Oh,
It happened at
he
our
dead
family
now.
estate, Bloomsbury
Oops.
Manor. Someone slipped into the house unnoticed, and upon reaching her room, delivered 5 fatal stab wounds to her chest, lungs, and heart. The police, eager to close the case, hastily blamed and condemned 2 violent thieves who clearly had nothing to do with her death. The investigation was closed, and justice was never served. I am prepared to offer you £30,000 if you take on this case, and a further £30,000 if you can solve it and bring the true killer to light. Tell me, Mr. Morley,
Holy
will
shit.
you accept this case?
I understand your distress, Lady Fordside. But before I commit to anything, might I trouble you with a few questions?
By all means, Mr. Morley. Ask whatever you must.
Tell me about Bloomsbury Manor. Do you still reside there?
After Elodie's death, I abandoned the estate. I couldn't bear to remain there.
Yeah?
To live within those walls. Even now, when I visit the manor,
Your hands
it
just
still
jittered.
feels as though I can hear her footsteps echoing through the halls, her voice humming that old melody. The delusions of an old woman who has mourned her daughter for far too long, Mr. Morley. No mother should ever have to bury her child. Should you accept the case, Bloomsbury Manor would likely be the best place to begin the investigation. I shall not impede your work, as I now reside at Bedford Square, in the heart of the city.
Uh-huh. Interesting. You
Tell me,
witnesses?
were there any witnesses? Did anyone see or hear anything?
It happened at midnight. The house was practically empty at the time, with only a few servants and a guest who was sleeping in the west wing. I was the only one who might have heard something, as my room was next to hers. Unfortunately, I had taken a sleeping draught and fell into a deep slumber. It is a decision I shall regret for the rest of my days.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that. But you probably had your reason.
Tell me about the men the police arrested. Why are you so certain they weren't guilty?
2 days after the murder, the police arrested a pair of violent thieves who were terrorizing the county at the time. Though they swore their innocence in my daughter Elodie's death, their criminal record completely undermined their defense. Seizing the opportunity, the police locked them away for their other crimes, and the case was closed. But what has always struck me as suspicious is that nothing was stolen on the night my Elodie was killed. If those thieves were truly the culprits, why would they murder her and then leave without taking a single piece of silver? It doesn't add up, Mr. Morley.
That is true.
A case that's been cold
I know.
for 20 years. You certainly don't make it easy for me, Lady Margaret. What made you decide to seek out a detective now?
For over 2 decades, I've fought tirelessly to have the case reopened, to prove that the real murderer escaped justice. But all in vain. Neither solicitors nor well-meaning police friends, nor even journalists hungry for a dark story, have managed to uncover anything. Then one day, I read about your success in solving the case of the Red Shoes killer. Regrettably, I also learned of the unfortunate incident that left you hospitalized with grievous injuries. On the advice of your secretary, Miss Penny, I waited patiently for your recovery. And now, here I am.
My nose was red.
Well, I believe I have all the information I need to get started. I accept the case, and will begin the investigation immediately.
I'm pleased to hear that. My butler will bring you the
So, I
£30,000
think-
tomorrow morning. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have matters to attend to. Once you uncover the culprit, contact me at once, and I shall promptly deliver the remaining £30,000. Please, Mr. Morley, unravel this harrowing mystery that has tormented me for so long.
Ah, Shadows from the Past. The visit from Countess Margaret Forsyth was just what John needed, a case with all the right ingredients to stir his detective's instincts. An unsolved murder from 20 years ago, abandoned by the police in their incompetence. A generous reward waiting at the end. What more could a man want on his first day back? The journey to Bloomsbury Manor passed without incident, though the rough, neglected road, ravaged by years of rain and wind, made for an uncomfortable ride. He arrived under the cover of the night. The place was quiet, like the ruins of an old tomb, forgotten and forsaken.
As I made my way through the dense forest path, a haunting silence enveloped the air. It was as though the very night of the crime still lingered here, shrouded in an eerie calm.
Whoa,
The manor
spooky.
stood before me, its facade as inscrutable as the shadows that danced in the moonlight. Every step I took felt like a step deeper into the heart of a mystery that refused to be forgotten.
Alright, no. Open sesame! Oh yeah, okay, I don't have any other characters? Really? I have something on this woman. Oh, we got brighter over in that direction. Hello?
Not a sound. The stillness feels heavy, like it's hiding something.
Westland Asylum, a place of hope and healing. I was. Asylum will believe that the path to recovery begins with compassion, understanding, and the most advanced techniques of mental health care. Our institution offers a tranquil haven for those seeking respite from trials of mind. Trials. Oh. Whistler Society of Fine Arts, 15th February 1923. Your Ladyship, I write to you on behalf of the Westland Society of Fine Arts regarding the exhibition currently on display at our gallery, which features several works of your daughter, Miss Elodie Forsyth. While we fully appreciate the remarkable talent and artistry evident in her work, it is with great regret that we must inform you of a matter of concern. Several of the Society's patrons, particularly among the more sensitive members of our community, have found Miss Forsyth's paintings to be of a highly disturbing nature. We have received numerous complaints, with mothers remarking that the artwork has caused distress to their children, and some ladies reporting feelings of unease. There is a growing sentiment that the pieces are unsuitable for public exhibition display, particularly in a space frequented by young and impressionable minds. It is with the utmost respect and consideration that we kindly request your ladyship to arrange for the removal of Miss Forsyth's paintings from the current display. We understand that this may cause disappointment, but we feel it is necessary to preserve the decorum and sensibilities of our gallery's visitors. We would be honored to work with you in finding a more appropriate venue to exhibit Miss Forsyth's art, where her unique vision can be appreciated by a more discerning and prepared audience. We must tell you, we trust you will understand our position in this delicate matter, and we look forward to hearing from you at your earliest convenience. With the deepest respect, yours faithfully, Sir Arthur Wellesley, Secretary, Westland Society of Fine Arts.
It seems Elodie had a
Ah.
passion for art, but her style wasn't exactly well received. Disturbing from the looks of it. This painting, it's rather grim. There's something deeply unsettling about it, almost like it carries a shadow of its own.
Countess Lady Margaret Forsyth. Okay. Age 68, an English aristocrat from a noble bloodline. 20 years ago, her daughter Elodie was brutally murdered. Now, after all this time, she's come to see me finally put the pieces together and solve the case once and for all. If you look closely, you can see it in her eyes. She's been carrying the burden of her tragedy for far too long. Tragic murder of Elodie Forsyth. 20 years ago, the daughter of Lady Margaret was stabbed to death in her bedroom during the night as she slept. After countless failed investigations, the Countess has now tasked. What? The fuck was that about?
A blue moon, fitting for a place haunted by its own secrets. Looks like the Countess left this for me. It could be useful for getting around the place. It seems Lord Fordside was a renowned sculptor, though his works were somewhat sinister.
Follow the trail of green lights. Investigate past events. My lady, I would kindly ask that once the midday service is complete, you grant me a few moments of your time in the library. Joanne Ferver, your housekeeper.
So, the housekeeper left a note for the Countess, asking her to meet
Oh,
here
this
on
is
the day
cool.
of the murder. I wonder what truly happened during that encounter. Very well. Let's piece the events together, step by step. Another painting by Elodie. There's something deeply disturbing about her work. The lock has been concealed. This door must open by some other means.
I think I know by what means you speak of.
A globe resting in a beautiful wooden stand.
Elegy in blue.
2 chairs. One of them knocked over. Looks like someone arranged tea in the library that day. Lipstick stains. Same shade the Countess wore when she visited my office. An empty envelope. Did the housekeeper hand the Countess a letter?
There's another one.
The housekeeper's cup is still here. Tea spilled across the table. It seems they met here. But something went wrong during the conversation.
There's some like
I
the
am
the,
very
the
angry.
dialogue is
After
very
all these
messy.
years of service, this is how you repay me? Walking away like this?
I'm sorry, madam, but the situation has become unbearable. My bags are already packed.
Oh.
Looks like this is the Fordside family book, showing some of their ancestors.
Sir Alaric Forsyth, an astronomer and a romantic who saw in the stars metaphors of his loneliness. In 1842, during a total eclipse, he swore that the diamond ring would around the moon was the spirit of his wife Eleanor, who had died giving birth. From that moment on, his telescope never ceased to aim at the sun, seeking to capture the eternal moment. The Eleanor Ford side. Oh, that's interesting. Shrapnel scar on her cheek, hands hardened by the iron and mud of lava. Amid the roar of the Amid the roar of the Crimean cannons, her silver medical kit, now stained with gunpowder memory, held not only wounds but the hidden truth behind the colonel's death. They say she swore to protect that secret, and that the oath still lingers within the walls. Lord Cedric Fordside, a man with a prominent nose and a wandering soul, whose steps trace paths where only blank maps had once lain. Photographer to Queen Victoria, he devoted his life to naming the unnameable jungles that swallowed expeditions, rivers that erased the borders, and villages whose names only he remembered. His globe now cracked by time and the salt of 1,000 seas, bears between its meridians the scars of a man who preferred to get lost rather than return. Lady Isolde Forsyth, a pianist with ethereal hands and a drowned heart. After losing her beloved in the wreck of the SS Meridian, her nocturnes became unnamed requiems. Final composition, Elegy in Blue, rests on the ebony stand in the library. It notes sketch waves that never kiss the shore, and its pauses echo the silence of a river never given. So what does that have to do?
The Countess threw the housekeeper out in a fit of rage. In her haste, the housekeeper forgot one of her bags. What was it that unsettled the housekeeper enough to abandon her post so suddenly? Lady Fortside, still seething, burned something in the fireplace.
Who knows what she burned? My lady, I've reached a decision, though it weighs heavily upon my heart to sever the ties that have long bound me to this household. Since the reign of King William IV, my family has served Bloomsbury with unwavering loyalty and steadfastness, marked by discretion and a faithful execution of our duties. However, there are limits to all things, and of late, this house has been frequented by certain individuals whose presence is wholly at odds with the principles to which my lineage is so devoted. It is no coincidence that our family motto is Oblatus, signifying something offered or considered. We are vassals of an ideal, the custodians of the most deep-rooted traditions and the bastions of the eternal values of our nation. This house has forsaken all of this, and you well know the reason why. Please do not concern yourself. I too understand why you have allowed this. Rest assured, I do not judge you harshly, just as I hope you will understand my reasons. As my family says, Basta. Best wishes. John Mever, housekeeper of Bloomsbury Manor.
The housekeeper resigned. Seems something or someone troubled her greatly. Enough to break the long-standing family tradition tying her to this place.
Okay. So, Beard Man is looking the other way. Looking that way. Lady Esodo Fortside. Definitely not you. You will be... Are you the lady? Dude, you have 2 buttons. You have no buttons. So everyone else is looking left. Oh, that's disturbing. No? Seven. Oh, hey.
The Fordside family crest, a rampant dragon, a time-honoured symbol across European heraldry, particularly among the English and the Welsh.
They all gotta be looking towards the, this thing? Crap. Come on. I don't understand. What? I can't leave.
The door's chained up with a padlock. Looks like I'll need to find the key.
Alright, so I do have to solve this puzzle. But how the fuck do I solve the puzzle? It has to do with that book. That's very concerning. He's facing to the right. Oh wait. He's looking at the stars. Go for medical kit. Okay. Okay. You looking at the stars. She looking at the medical kit. right? Yeah. He will be facing the globe. He'll be looking straight. He's looking at the med kit. And then she's looking at piano. One more. They all gotta be looking at their interests.
This must have been some sort of private study for the Countess. Lady Margaret and a young woman. I suppose it's Elodie.
The art is beautiful.
They look happy. It was undoubtedly a better time.
Undoubtedly.
Elodie was committed to a psychiatric facility, but she supposedly recovered from whatever ailed her.
Lady Margaret Forsyth, I am writing to you as the attending physician of Ward 2 to provide an update on your daughter Elodie's progress. It is with great pleasure that I report her notable improvement. Elodie now confides that she no longer experiences dark thoughts. Most importantly, the nightmares have subsided and she has begun to communicate more amicably with her fellow patients, a crucial step in her recovery. Elodie has also tasked me to relay a request. She would like you to bring her amber necklace when you visit this Sunday. I will continue to keep you informed of her progress. Respectfully, Dr. Mulder, Chief Psychiatrist, Westland Asylum. Nope. I assume there's other stuff.
This looks like the key to the main hall. Could be my way into the heart of the house.
Why is everything so creepy? Oh, yeah. It's a horror game. Okay. Wow. Whoa, that's actually beautiful.
That cold, old house had begun to give up its secrets. For a fleeting moment, I thought I heard the voice of a young woman, softly humming a tune. And then it hit me, clear as a gunshot in the dark. A ghost from the past was ready to speak. A tale of love and dread. A mystery begging to be solved.
Wow. That was the last case with John Morley. That's actually a pretty good game. Thanks for playing our demo. We really appreciate you taking the time to try it out. Your feedback and support will help us keep improving. If you enjoyed the experience, we'd love a quick comment or wish list ad. It genuinely makes a difference for our small team. See you in the full release. This is a good game. It reminded me of another Lovecraftian game we call Cthulhu, and that was actually a pretty good game. I invested my time into that game and almost got 100% on it. I'm just missing one achievement. And oh my god, I'm dreading it because you gotta find like all the secrets. It's just, oh my god. Anyways, this has been a good game. I really like it. I can't wait for the full release, and I hope you guys can get behind it as well. Wishlist it on Steam. Even play it and leave your own comments to it. I like it. I do like it. It has the eerie vibe to it. It has the psychologicalness to it, because when I walked into the house and I heard the footsteps while I was reading, I was like, is there something here? And I kept thinking like maybe there's going to be a creature that comes out. Maybe like when I open the door, I get a little bit more of like a tease. And like when I picked up that key, I'm like, there's probably going to be a monster that jumps out, like scares me. And I thought about Five Nights at Freddy's, and oh my god, good game. It looks beautiful. The sound is amazing. The music is remarkable. I love it. The puzzle wasn't too hard to solve. At first, I thought it was like the direction of their faces, but then like it kind of clicked about how it's probably going to be something more than that. So like I was reading, like you actually had to read about them and then understand the puzzle. Like people had to face towards their passion. So that was actually pretty interesting. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoy, and I will see you all whenever my mouse comes into fruition. I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.